All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Let's see. We should be live now. Stand by. We're testing this out. We're working out the bugs. All right. You could double hear me in the background. That means we're actually live on YouTube and a couple other places. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Motivation Kickoff Mondays with the Freedom Organization. I'm going to bring up a couple folks with me. If they're going to turn their cameras on, I'll bring them up with me. But guys, how are you doing today? It is Monday morning. It is officially Monday, July 22nd. Insanity that July is flying by so damn quickly. It's been an incredible year, to say the least, an incredible opportunity, to say the least. This year has been full of all kinds of different things. And one of those things has been insecurity or unsureness of the market, if that's even a word, right? Rosie, Jen, you guys want to turn on your camera so we can see you? There we go.
I'm moving around a little bit, so
that's all right. Nobody wants to see a dot on the screen. Come on, girl. All right. There you go. All right, so we're pumping and live, like we're live on multiple YouTube channels. I'm so glad to see everybody on here. So I've got Rosie with me. I've got Jen with me. We're going to be chatting this morning just to get you kind of pumped up and ready for the rest of the week. I love Motivation Mondays. I love doing this because it gives us an opportunity to reach out to you guys and talk to you and get you guys to really be excited about the rest of the week and pumped for the rest of the week. So I'm gonna talk about something first, and then I'm gonna give the mic away because I want the ladies to jump in and be able to talk as well. But one of the things that I wanted to jump into right away is it's July 22nd, and it almost feels like the year is almost over. Like, it's insane. Like the days have been flying by. If you're having fun this summer, definitely the summer is flying by. Kids are about to start schooling in any minute now. Right. Our kids are going to school already for volleyball camps and conditioning and preparedness and tryouts and everything else you can think about. And then all of a sudden the school year begins and you go right back into the rattling of dropping off kids and after school programs and trying to do all that you do in your private life equally as much as you do in your business life. And so I posted something yesterday that I wanted to see, just touch on today, and I'll ask you ladies for some feedback. But what I posted yesterday was, a lot of times on social media, I see this particular post that says, a stranger will support you faster than a friend will. Right. And there's this attitude in that statement that your friends won't support you, right? That your friends and family won't support you. And although I do agree that there will be an amount of friends and family that will not work with you for a multitude of reasons, such as they don't want you to see their personal finances or things of that nature. I truly believe that there are more friends and family that would say yes or refer you to someone that will work with you, right? Rather than the folks that are that would say no, right? The folks that are afraid to show you their finances and things of that nature, right? And so with that kind of thought process, I said maybe it's because they're not supposed to think about you and your business 24/7, right? They've got their own lives to think about, and it's our job to consistently remind them what we do. And I had some kind of like pullback. There were some folks that jumped in, and we were able to discuss it and get into an agreement. But like one guy jumped in and said, I don't think you really need to pitch your friends and family. And I said, well, listen, it's not their job to remember what you do for a living, right? Like, yeah, they're your friends and family, but I can tell you right now, I would have to sit down and really think about all my friends and family and think about honestly, like what they do for a living, because it's not an everyday occurrence. What do you guys think about that?
I think you're right. I, for example, didn't have any issues with my family in, being able to help them with their business and stuff like that. But I always talked about real estate, and I always talked about how I can help them and stuff like that. I think more than anything, it's letting them know that you know them and that you are definitely a resource and that you can help them out along the way.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you know, if you stay quiet about it, they're definitely never going to know. And they're definitely not going to think about you. Like when the day comes up when they're sitting with their spouse and their kids in the living room, having a family meeting about, hey, we might buy a new house or we might have to sell this house. Like the first name doesn't pop up as you. And if it does, that's awesome. But if it doesn't, it's your fault.
100%.
Well, and also think about all the friends and family you don't see until the holidays, and you've missed out on really talking to them the rest of the year. And they're not going to really use you for whatever business. Let's just say it's real estate, but this applies to everything. They're not really going to think of you if you're not top of mind. If you're only seeing them once a year and that's the only time they hear from you, like that's not okay. And then, yeah, it's not their job to remember you, and they're not going to remember you if they don't talk to you every day. They're not going to remember that.
The other
That's
thing is,
true.
I feel like they can, you know, you can help each other. They are in a business too, and you talk to a lot of
Yeah.
people. So, you know, it's so important to have those, you know, hey, what are you doing now conversations? How is your business, you know? And just really pivot from there and help them with their business. You know, I would much rather have a family member of mine make money for their household because I love them, you know, versus giving it to somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, there was somebody who posted something similar to that particular statement, and I had to kind of jump in and give them that same exact feedback. You know, on both of you guys. You know, I have a story. I said one of my close friends purchased a home without me a long time ago, and I asked him at the housewarming party. By the way, hey, why didn't you use me as your real estate agent? And he said, I assumed you didn't work in my lower price point. I was kind of embarrassed to tell you what my price point was. Right. And so I go to venture and say, whose fault is that? His or mine? Like, is it his fault because he was embarrassed, or is it my fault because I wasn't clear in communicating that I sell all real estate, doesn't matter price, and I don't judge you? Right. Like there's
I
a
think
big,
a little bit of both, you
yeah.
know. There's also I know you're real estate and you don't work at my price point. Is there somebody that you know that can help me? I think why are you as a family member with somebody who's a professional in whatever field for that matter, that you need or are interested in, why are you going somewhere else?
Yep. And then I wrote something in cahoots with kind of what Jen said which was when I need something, I reach out to my friends first. I want to support them. The more support I give their businesses, the more they'll love on me, right? And so it's a win-win for both of us. So very, very, very kind of exactly what you said. Not very close to, but exactly what you said. Like when we need something, when we need, you know, a new roof, or right now we had some leaks in the roof, right? And so we needed a public adjuster. What did? We reached out to a friend who's going to be the roofer, a different friend. Like, you know what I mean? We got to feed each other. We got to support each other, you know, and go that direction. And I think one of the reasons I bring this up more than like a lesson or anything like that is I kind of want this motivation, you know, this kickoff call, this Monday kickoff call, to ignite a fire in somebody's heart to go out there and start reaching out to their friends and family, right? Because, you know, listen, business right now, inflation, interest rates, low inventory, whatever you want to point fingers at, that's the problem. That's not the real problem. The real problem's in the mirror. The real problem is that you're not doing the work necessary or the tasks necessary to win at a high level at this moment, right? And so I want to challenge you guys, man. Like it's, you know, this is our Monday kickoff. So I'm going to challenge you. If you're watching this, I challenge you to pick up your phone and reach out to every single friend and family that you have this week. Like every single one of them. Like, listen, I'm not talking about acquaintances and things like that. You can get to them later because what's going to happen? You're going to reach out to your friends and family. It's going to work. And then all of a sudden you go, I need to call everybody else in my phone because this is ridiculous. I'm leaving money on the table, right? Like the biggest database that we have, that's the absolute warmest database, is sitting right in front of our faces, most of the time in our hands, but we're too busy scrolling through Instagram and Facebook to use it properly, right? And so I want to really dial in on challenging you guys to go out there and do better. And do better by reaching out to the people that know, like, and trust you already, and simply ask them for business. So simple. Simply ask them for business. Hey, Rosie, how's that new car smell?
It smells so good. It smells so good.
Let's motivate some people, Rosie. Let's motivate some people. Let's get them kicked off for Monday morning. What's going on?
I bought a new car yesterday with the fancy roof. And it's fancy in and of itself. I bought a BMW yesterday, so I'm starting to really put maximum effort into myself and celebrating my successes, because like we spoke about yesterday, success begets success, and I'm really tapping into that level of mindset, which has helped me business wise. And it's, aside from attracting it, I believe positively searching for it. And I think I'm making leaps and bounds and massive strides in my business. And this is going to keep me further accountable. And it's my reminder that I really like the way success feels and I like the way it looks. And I'm going to continue it.
That's awesome. Congratulations on your new BMW, by the way. That's huge, huge opportunity for you to win. We do agree that's
always such a great feeling to buy a new car.
It's like,
I'm doing great. I'm gonna get a new car.
Yeah, but me, you know, in my name, for myself, something I never imagined in my wildest dreams. And I've had Land Rovers, but I was just like, oh, I'll never have a BMW. You know, that's just always how I was. And now I'm like, I love it. I became obsessed with it. And I was like, yeah, and I can have it. So why not, for myself and for my business? I do think it's going to be a massive driving force in my business. And yeah, it's fancy and it makes me feel nice.
I wish I had
I need to start prioritizing that.
We need like a clapping sound, you know. We need gimmicks. You know what I mean? We need gimmicks on this Monday kickoff. We need like, you know.
So this motivates me to really, you know, bust my butt and I have no excuses. I have no excuses. I got to pay for this car too now.
That's true. Here we go.
Shh.
So the crowd is going wild, Rosie. I love it. I want to tap into this because, again, Monday morning kickoff. We want people to kick off on a positive note. What do you think the number one thing is that changed inside of you that made your ownership or your dream of a BMW ownership a possibility?
Really holding myself accountable to do the work every day. It was very easy to make those calls just a few times a week and think that I was doing enough, but I realized it's really a daily, and it's really a daily on picking up to what you didn't do yesterday. Like, you're not starting fresh. I'm still picking up the slack. Like, if I had a day that got busy, you know, on Friday, I'm picking that up on Monday too. I'm not letting that go. So it's really held me accountable to do my work so diligently and systematically that it's just effortless now. It's just what I do. I'm not even thinking about it. So that when I made that switch, and obviously, you know, the 90-day coaching, which I've done before, has made me realize it's not 90 days. It's not 90 days. It's, you know, you do this for 90 days to catapult. It's the catalyst, but it's an always. It's not just 90 days. It's every day.
That's awesome, man.
And when I made that switch, everything changed.
It's game-changing opportunity, isn't it? You know, game-changing opportunity.
No, literally.
And so that kind of ties into the challenge that I just gave everybody, because now you've got a challenge to reach out to your friends and family and remind them what you do for a living. But on top of that, you need to hold yourself massively accountable to do it every single day. And by the way, when it works this week, because it's going to fucking work, right? Because you're going to remind them what they do, what you do. And then you're going to ask them if they need any help with anything. And then you're going to ask them if they know anybody that needs any help with anything. And that's the goal. The goal is to get on that phone call and understand that you're getting on that phone call for one reason only: to get a name and number of somebody who wants to use you in their business, right? Someone that wants to hire you to do your job, to help them out in their career, you know, in their life, whatever it is, right? And so if you
Yep.
go into the phone calls with that mission in mind, you're going to accomplish amazing things, man. You're going to accomplish amazing things. All right, guys.
And this is the first time I'm ever blatant about that.
That's so Rosie goes.
It's true.
Rosie goes.
Usually I'm very like, I just want to help.
Yeah. Well, Rosie sent me a message and she said, I'm that girl now. And I go, hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with being that girl. You know?
Not at all. Especially when it's beyond the car. It's at this point it was your confirmation that you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm gonna date myself, but Mariah Carey's still around. I'm sure we all remember the Emancipation of Mimi album. That's how I feel. I just feel like it's a new me, all around. But it started with obviously my business, because once you find that, it all clicks.
That's awesome.
100%.
All right. Any closing statements for anybody before we roll out, ladies?
So I want to say that there's multiple ways of motivating yourself. One of them, and I'm gonna pull in Rosie's situation right now. One of them is trying to reach a goal that you've never attained before, but you've always wanted, and then the other one is putting yourself in the position where you have absolutely no choice but to reach a certain financial goal in order for you to have what you want.
I love that. There's a statement that you've heard me say before, and I read a while ago. It said, when a man is put in a corner or pushed into a corner, he's got two choices. He can fight his way out, or he can sit, cry, and die. Right?
Yeah, let's find our way out, guys. It's real estate. It's 100% commission, but in just a few transactions, you can make more. Or I would say in one transaction or 3 transactions, you can make more than what somebody can make in an entire year. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Absolutely. Yep. No.
Awesome. All right, Rosie, anything you want to leave everybody with motivated?
Absolutely. Just go out there and realize, just coming on what Jen said, one can change your life. One can change your life. Go out there, make it happen. One, it's like a domino effect. Then they just keep rolling in and your life literally changes.
Awesome,
but you have to put in the work.
Yep. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking off Monday morning. It is July 22nd. You literally have the rest of the year to make some shit happen. It is never too late. If you are looking at your goals for the year right now and you realize that you're nowhere near hitting your goals, that is okay. As long as you recognize that today is the day that you make a shift, that today is the day that you do something different, that today is the day that you don't follow the same exact path and you make a shift. Right? And you do something different. Jen says it all the time, not doing the same thing and expecting different results, right? Make a shift, make a change, call your family and friends, remind them what you do. Tell them, honestly, I need your help. I need your help in my business, for my business to continue to win, to succeed, to take off, to leverage, to scale. I need your support and I need your help. So, do you want to work with me, or do you know somebody who wants to work with me? Of course, word it differently, however it is that you do it. But the point is to get that message out and to hang up the phone with a new piece of business or an introduction to someone who may or may not hire you, but you have an opportunity there. It's all about the opportunities. It's all about doing the work. Like the ladies have been saying, it's all about staying super systematic and positive, waking up every morning and understanding that the fact that you put your feet on the ground was an absolute blessing. Okay. If you woke up this morning, put your feet on the ground and you were able to look at your loved ones, absolute blessing. All right. So let's start there. By waking up and taking your first breath of the morning consciously, you're already winning. So now all you got to do is apply the rest of the day to a big win. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this Monday kickoff. as we continue to do this, and we'll do this every single week at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. For those of you that are different time zones, we are working off of Eastern Standard Time. So that means our LA folks are watching us at 5:30 in the morning. So if you're on the East Coast, you have zero excuse. Okay. All right, guys. We will see you guys soon. Many blessings to everybody out there. Rosie, Jen, thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys.
Thank you.